What does someone with low IQ on influencer platform do? Well, they copy people's work, they look hot, they act like they have confidence, they deliver on copies of other people's work, they find a man with a diamond, they wave the diamond in your face, they use a tagline like eat clean, and then they have the dude who they got off of a Craigslist ad show up to their parties and then promote their product, which is their body, their physique, their hair, their makeup. And then they just put content out like that and then make other people angry and expect the man to deliver them on brand deals, but no one ever buys the product. So if you are a woman who is literally talentless with low IQ and you're wearing a bikini to show your cleavage and your vag nuggets, that's against civil rights. That's the low IQ part. And then you can convince all day long with your big smiles and your emotional intent to destroy humanity so that you can feel something of joy, what you think joy and happiness is, so that you don't never have to do any actual cleanup work. So for example, a particular person on the platform named Mona Van speaks to eat clean and clean products, but she doesn't know how to clean her house. She doesn't do her own laundry. She doesn't cook. She hires chefs. She does no action in association to this clean eat shit. She does meditation with almost like a hypnosis sound of Joe Dispenza's voice that manifests brain waves of brain rot in her head to act as if she is something that she is not, and then convinces you as an audience that she is those things. That's the Persian style of existing, so that they can starve you to death while they make money off of your, what used to be called American culture, which is why have been able to expand to our freedom that we are at, or what we used to be at. So that when they talk about we're never going back, they're talking to and at the ethics and morals level of covering up your cleavage. They're talking about the democracy of where the middle class can live freely and not worry about what the government is up to. They're talking about living in peace. We're never going back to living in peace. We're never going back to having nice families and good neighborly experiences. We're always going to live in pain and disruption because of women like Mona Van who have low IQs. Because the seduction tactics and the fart stench that comes out of her vagina when she queefs sends you in a trajectory of passing out, like you literally die. So when Mona Van looks coyly at the camera and shakes her head, you want to know that that's actually a queef with a fart stench to put you to sleep. That's a queef. That's her trying to be coy, but that's actually her showing you how evil she is. And the disconnect between you seeing that it's either, you might think that it's seduction, you might feel a feeling inside you, but the real feeling of what you feel is you're disgusted by it. And that's the disconnect living in delusion. In reality, that's a low IQ person and how they deliver on content while then sit on a platform and a stage and then talk about pasteurized eggs and grass-fed beef and then never deliver to an audience the actual session because it's that fucking hideous and embarrassing. Yet she's getting brand deals. That's the concern, is these are low IQ people who are selling on beauty and brand of fashion and no substance. They live in New York City and LA, and they're taking away money from your pocket. And so you're still working your 9 to 5 or your hard effort laborious job. And then you're supporting those people while they disintegrate your joy and happiness while telling you to be joy and happiness. While they show you on yachts and jets, bragging about how much money they have. While they only have IVF as a form of creating life in the world, Although I don't know why anyone would bring a child into the world at this point based on the nastiness of what we're seeing with the youth of millennial and Gen Zs, the worst generations in history, because this is all stemming from Kim Kardashian and those who grew up with Obama of the Middle East culture. So they've basically taken the hijab, taken it off, and now Mona Van wears a bra and then talks shit about the hijab, but really wants to wear a hijab because she's always wearing her hair back like this. Because she wants to wear the hijab, it's her culture. Because all she does is run around and live in limbo of being Iranian in a country of America that she doesn't fucking get. She doesn't fucking understand being an American. Yes, she says she's born in America. She doesn't like people. Don't like people. But she says she was a pharmacist and helped people for 9 years. And then she's on Melissa Wood's podcast and says she didn't actually ever work as a pharmacist. She only worked there for like 2 days. And then in another video, she said that she worked there for 9 years. And then she says she likes Christmas, but she's seen walking into a mosque because she's Muslim. And then when she's standing in front of a Christmas tree with no ornaments, she's wearing a Christian Dior sweater, where she then takes erotica photographs with a boyfriend in front of a Christmas tree, and he's Jewish. And so they're counting on confusing you while telling you they're better than everybody else, while they hire these bots and get these people thinking in derogatory, degrading, negative ways, while no one holds anyone accountable and just says, hold yourself accountable. That's not how it works when you have kids. You tell your kids to go to college, whether they like it or not. You tell your kids to clean their room, whether they like it or not. However, with Mona Van, she's never been told no in her entire life because everything's been handed to her on a silver spoon. It's called an 8th place trophy, which is what we're seeing now with all of these women with big titties. So the first step is to get a group of girls to act provocative and agree to each other's behavior constantly. Have low IQ, show off hair and makeup, show yourself off in a trip to New York City. Try to go viral in the form of showing old men your private parts who are now called molesters, where they then go around the platform and abuse the rest of us who are literally actually developing like real content. And then you'd say, be the bigger person when they're actually RIPing us, but you've got Mona Van on your arm and you're protecting her with an umbrella company so that Kim Kardashian can squeeze her boobs together and do this. And that's actually what they're selling. And then they sit on a stage and they say, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. So it's a lifestyle for you to be their slaves, for them to disintegrate you as people, for them to bring no value in content, while everyone praises them to their face. Everyone's praising them for fear of what? The mob will attack? Well, that's part of being at war with someone who's misbehaving, isn't it, Mona Van? You're the one who's the criminal and the crime. You're the crime bot. You never deliver on shit. You only show your hands with your diamond rubbing vegetables and say that that's a business and a brand. Then you show up at locations to manipulate men to get their wee-wees hard while everyone just stands around and says, ooh, fart queef. Where you get giddy about your trip to New York Fashion Week while Gary Vaynerchuk stands by your side and says, that's my fiance. The world is a fucking shit place with a bunch of foreigners in this country trying to destroy us with the help of a Canadian, a Jamaican, and an Indian. While all of the news media says that she's American and black and even called herself African American when she's actually Canadian, Jamaican, and Indian. So that means everything she says is a complete utter lie, and she uses erratic, illogical behavior to subdue audiences, including the media, so that they don't get caught in their form of low IQ. So you're playing low IQ when you're being seen by millions of people while the media competes with influencers who literally just spread their legs and show their cleavage. Where they then talk like stoners, news, 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 news. And that's literally what we're dealing with while you all act erratic in your home.